Welcome to the very first episode of Sadad Speaks. I am Mohammed Ajmal and I will be your host. At Sadad, we work across three major markets, which is the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. Our core objective being helping business protect their cash flow through ethical and effective debt collection process. Today, we have with us our CEO, Mr. Tom Sirier, and three business heads leading Sadad's operations in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. Over the next 40 minutes, we will explore how debt collection looks different across borders, the role of technology, and how Sadad is shaping the future of receivables management in the region. So, my question, I will begin with our CEO, Mr. Tom Sirier. Welcome to the show, Mr. Tom. So my question to Mr. Tom is that Sadad operates in three very distinctive markets. So what's the common vision that ties them together?
Thank you so much, Mr. Ajmal, for hosting this show. For me, Sadad was started 2.5 years back with the objective of supporting our clients who come to us with the purpose of getting their collections done. It could be an overdue collection, it could be a regular collection, it could be a support for credit evaluation, it could be a support for legal collection. We come from a background of having done credit and collection for more than 20 years. We have a team in these three territories which we started with, which is in UAE, in Oman, as well as in Saudi Arabia. Our team was always working at that point in all these territories. But it was only a matter of converting our current systems, process, and expertise to cater to clients who are not part of the group, but come with the objective of getting their overdues collected. So we started this enterprise, which is Sadad. Today, Sadad operates in 4 different countries: Oman, UAE, Saudi Arabia, as well as in Bahrain, where we are physically present. We also have a back office based out of India. We also have associates with whom we work across the globe. More than 100 countries, we have our associates working for our clients wherever credit and collections are involved. Sadad is one company which gives you end-to-end solution, starting from credit evaluation, receivables management, debt collection services, legal collection, and anything which is to do with credit and collection which a client is looking for. And we have been hugely successful because we have been well accepted in all of these markets where we operate, where we have clients across the spectrum of industries, which includes banking, financial services, telecom, government agencies, utilities like water, electricity. We also have corporates. Into every spectrum of industry we are present. The common factor is that we support our clients with receivables management. And our systems and process is what drives us. That supports us to deliver efficiency in all the areas where we work. And our objective is to be the number one when it comes to credit and collections. Number one, not in terms of absolute numbers. Number one in terms of our performance, in terms of being professional, in terms of client services, in terms of amicable settlements. And that is where we are looking forward to becoming number one. So when it comes to good collections or your cash flow management, or you have a problem with cash flow management, you can think about Sadad. And that's why our byline which says, think cash flow, think Sadad. So that's it, Mohammad Ajmal.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. You have clearly explained what is the values, vision, and mission of Sadad. Thank you very much for that. So my next question, what as I just recollect the points you have stated. So many business owners delay debt collection until it's too late. So it's in line of the hope they continue to delay the whole process. And okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe next month the payments will come in. So from your perspective, why is early action so critical when it comes to assigning a debt collection company or a third party or an escalation at the right time?
So it's always important that we start early, because the earlier we approach a customer who is delaying the payment, it is easier for us to get him to agree to pay on time. Because if you take 100 customers, 50% of the customers have the tendency of delaying. It could be purposeful delay, it could be because of cash flow issues, it could be because some process related issues, because the documentation is not correct. Whatever it is, if we approach the customers early, first of all, we will know what is the problem, what we are facing. So it will be easier for us to actually get the collections done amicably if we approach them earlier enough. I am not saying the ideal situation is as soon as you give credit, if you can engage a collection agency, the faster your collection will happen. Some companies, they do it only when it becomes an overdue. So as soon as it becomes overdue, it's important you engage a collection agency. Globally, if you see very large markets like US, as soon as the receivables becomes an overdue, they engage a collection agency. But in the Middle East, people do take their own time before they actually engage a collection agency. The suggestion would be to engage them at the earliest. As a process, if it happens, that's the best situation.
Well said, well said. And this reminds me of this famous quote which I have heard: "A stitch in time saves nine." So an early collection is going to save a ton of money for the company in terms of cash flow, in terms of saving the legal hassles, the legal cost, of course. So now coming to the next question. So now a business comes in volumes. So now how technology, AI, automation. So how do you see this kind of changes reshaping the collection industry?
See, currently, if you ask me, it's too early a stage where usage of AI as a tool is just about happening in the debt collection services industry. Yes, AI is being used for data analysis. For example, to sort out, find out which customer to approach first, all those things, it is being used. I would say these are more of BI tools rather than AI tools. Now, the AI tools can be used only if you have a proper voice call which can happen to the customers. Otherwise, as of now, sending message, such things are anyway happening. But if you can duplicate or replicate a debt caller or a call agent by using AI tools, that would be a major change in the debt collection industry. Yes, currently also AI is being used in terms of data analytics to make sure that you choose those customers, because if we get a dump of 50,000 customers from a client, if we can analyze as to which are the customers to approach first based on the historical data which is available with us, it really helps. So business BI analytics tools are anyway being used, but proper AI tools definitely will go a long way, but it is definitely going to take time before it can be fully deployed. Sadad, as a policy, has been going ahead with our innovation in terms of using AI tools. We are in the testing phase of using call agents for our follow-up for the customers, but the data analytics tools are being anyway used by us as of now.
Okay, thank you. So, coming to the last question, and I feel this is one of the key question anyone would like to ask, is if you had one piece of advice to the CEOs or the CFOs listening today, what would it be?
Well, see, many CEOs and CFOs whom I have spoken to in the last 2 to 3 years, where we have been trying to get our clients onboarded for debt collection services, they feel debt collection is a taboo. First of all, they assume that a debt collector will not treat the customer in the right way. So it will impact their client relationship or customer relationship in the long run. So they don't want to use a debt collection services till such time the customer becomes a very bad customer or on the verge of getting into legal. That's the only time they want to use debt collection services. But the fact is, we can also be a very friendly, very systematic receivables management company, which can do a long way in terms of managing their debt. It can be supported by not by putting pressure on the customer, but by systematically following up and being as friendly and managing the clients, customers in such a way that they will come back to you and buy your products again. Because the moment your credit is being managed well, your customer is a good customer. Where probably we lack with majority of the cases is either proper documentation or systematic follow-up. This is where a company like Sadad comes in. And we traditionally have been used to, because at any point of time, we used to manage. There was a time when we have even managed $500 million of our own funds by giving credit in the market to our customers. So we are very used to going forward as a very friendly collection team. And our objective is to amicably settle any case and get back the money to the clients. But it will also help your core business. You focus on your business, and debt collection as an expert service, we can handle it for them. So the CEOs and CFOs should look at engaging a third party as a debt collection services, because you focus on your core competence. We support you for your cash flow, because no business can flourish without giving credit. Credit is an inevitable, necessary evil in the business in any part of the world. So wherever credit is there, collection has to follow. In-house collection is good, but debt collection, using a third-party debt collection could be better. And whenever you think of cash flow, think about Sadad. This is what I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. Absolutely great insights from your end. We will move to the phase two of our podcast, which is to introduce the country heads. We will begin with our UAE country head, Mr. Nevin Manuran. So, welcoming Mr. Nevin Manuran.
Thank you.
All right. So I will give you a quick opportunity to just to introduce yourself, and then we will move to the questions.
Anjuran, I am working with the organization for the last 18 years in debt collection. For the last 3 years, I am with Sadad, and we are going good.
Excellent, excellent. So my question to you, Mr. Nevin, is what makes the UAE unique in terms of debt collection challenges?
See, UAE has people and business from all over the world.
Correct.
When someone leaves the country suddenly or changes the job, collecting dues become difficult. Sometimes we need to deal with the people with the trust or without proper contracts or documentation or communication. And every company has its own way of keeping records, and there are many language barriers or cultural barriers to dealt with. collecting debt here needs patience and proper follow-up and clear communication to solve things peacefully without damaging the business relations. So debt collection here is not just just about recovery. It is about managing the people, culture, and timing in respectful way.
Well said. Well said. So, next question to you is, which sectors here in the UAE are most affected by delayed payments?
If you look into UAE market, around 60 to 70% of the dealings are happening on credit, and the delinquency rate is very high. And you cannot name one industry or two industry. Most of the industries, when it comes to the payment, it is always delayed. If you name it, if you look into construction and contracting industry, because of the projects take much time to finish it off, so there will be a payment delay. Trading and FMCG, in order to get the goods sold out, in order to get the payment back, it will take time. Same like real estate and facility management, or small time and medium business, because they will not give proper credit check. So these are the sectors. These are some of the sectors which face delayed payments.
Well said. Okay. So now, is there any success story where Sadad, as an organization, has made a real difference to a business survival? If so, how?
Yes, see, I can recollect one trading company was struggling because the client owed them almost 2 million dirhams, and they were not able to pay their suppliers because of this huge collection of money from the market. Then that point in time, Sadad stepped in, and we spoke to the client professionally and used our tracking tools and CRM system to follow it properly. And within 2 months' time, we helped them to recover almost 80% of the amount which was lying in the market without going to the court. This helped the company stay in business and regain stability.
So all this at zero cost. Is that what you
Yeah.
mean to say?
Yes,
Okay. So there is a cost involved only on a successful collection.
that is absolutely right.
That's absolutely great. That's absolutely great. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Nevin. Thank you so much for your
Thanks.
time. We will move
Thank you.
to the head of Saudi, and I would like to welcome Mr. Raghunath Vijayan Nair. Hello, Mr. Raghunath. Your line is on mute.
Good afternoon, Ajmal. Thank you for
Hi,
inviting me on the broadcast.
You're most welcome.
I'm Raghunath Nair. I've been in Saudi for the last 15 years. I've been in the debt collection industry for the last 30 years almost.
Amazing, amazing. So my question to Mr. Raghunath is, how is Vision 2030 shaping the financial and debt collection landscape in Saudi? Bearing in mind that 2030 is a visionary year for Saudi Arabia, at the same time, it's a prominent deadline set by most of the GCC countries.
You're right, Ajmal. Vision 2030 is one of the dream visions of the current rulers. Vision 2030 is making Saudi businesses more organized and focused on financial discipline. Unlike what it used to be 10, 15 years back, today companies are guided by certain principles and are also guided by certain authorities who look at financial discipline. Companies are using more digital tools to manage payments and recover dues on time. This shift is really creating more transparent and professional debt collection environment, which would enable companies to have their debts collected on time.
Perfect, perfect. So now coming to the next question. So do you see a cultural differences in how Saudis approach receivables?
Yeah, for generally in the Middle East and specific to Saudi Arabia, yes, businesses are relationship driven. People generally prefer to have friendly discussions, to sort out issues and prefer mutual understanding over taking legal action. You see, major corporates would rather go to take a legal action. They would rather look at protracted negotiations with the customers to collect their dues. But now, more companies are also adopting professional systems to track and manage payments. This is a definite change, what we have been witnessing over the last decade.
All right. So now the last question to you is that what role is Sadad playing in supporting the growth in Saudi Arabia?
Sadad has been in the business of in the collection industry for, as I told you, for the last almost 15 years now, and we were helping our businesses to collect money for all the kind of trading we used to do here. Currently, we combine technology and human approach to improve the cash flow and reduce financial stress for our clients. Our goal will be to support business growth and align with Saudi Vision 2030 goals.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ajmal, for your.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving to the next part, which is I would like to welcome the head of Oman, Mr. Varun Singh. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ajmal. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you for inviting me for the podcast.
You're most welcome. A quick introduction about yourself would be great insights to our listeners.
So I come with about 27 years of experience in the credit risk function, and I've been with Sadad for the last 3 years.
Amazing. Okay, so my question to you is that Oman is relationship driven. How do you balance firm recovery with preserving client trust?
Rightly said, Ajmal. Oman is definitely relationships are everything. So even in recovery situations, we focus on being firm but respectful. Transparency and empathy are the key here in this market. And, we take that approach. We have a more of a partnership rather than a confrontation approach when we reach out to the clients.
Perfect. So now the next question is are SMEs in Oman open to working with professional agencies?
Yes, we see that shift coming where SMEs are open to working with professional recovery agencies. In the past, they would prefer to keep collections within as an in-house unit, but now they see a value add which is coming through by seeing the approach how the professional agencies are actually taking up the task, where there's a lot of transparency. It's a very structured approach. It's respectful and efficient, and of course, we ensure that the relationships continue with the SMEs and the businesses, what work we put in.
Perfect. And what post-COVID recovery trends do you see in collections over the last 5 years?
Post-COVID, I would say, yes, I think it's a more structured, technology-driven collection approach in Oman. It's more of a proactive approach than a reactive, where now we've started reaching out to the clients with overdues much quicker than, having a reactive approach where, you sit over a debt for a longer period of time. And of course, this builds in more transparency. It's a more professional approach, and, you continue to build a relationship with the customer.
Great. Okay, so I will thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining this podcast. And we look forward to having many more episodes ahead.
Pleasure being on the podcast.
All right. So now it's what we have moving to the part 3 of our podcast. Okay, so it's a general question. So we need to know where do you see Sadad 5 years from now? So I would like Mr. Tom to take up this question.
Where would you like to see Sadad 5 years from now?
Yes.
That's the question?
Yes.
Yes. 5 years from now, In fact, Sadad was started with the vision that we want to be a global debt collection company, which is well respected and number one, which I mentioned to you earlier in the discussion, that we would like to see ourselves as a well respected and one of the global players in the debt collection services industry. So we have started pretty well that in the last 2 to 2.5 years, we have established ourselves as one of the better known professionally managed debt collection services country in this part of the world. We have also associated ourselves with some of the international players across the globe. We are members of most of the credit and collection fraternity in the globally known associations uh, across the globe. So what I would definitely like to see as the best known debt collection services company in this part of the world in the next 5 years.
Okay, that's an excellent vision. Okay, so just one last question. Okay, see, what regional differences can companies learn from each other? So this is a question I think Mr. Raghunath can answer.
Ajmal, please repeat the question.
What regional differences can companies learn from each other?
Regional differences, as in you're talking about one company having operations in 3 regions and thing?
The cultural differences, the business limitations, the business opportunities.
Would you rephrase your question, please?
Is what regional differences can companies learn from each other? Like as in, so the challenges you're facing would not exist in UAE market, or the challenges what we are facing would not exist in the Saudi market.
Yeah, I can throw some light on that. Yes, companies do have regional differences when operating in the Middle East. For instance, in UAE, the collection system is largely different from in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi, payments happen through what we call Kempiala, or a promissory note, and this is legal tender. Whereas in a client operating in UAE will be able to collect checks. So these are the kind of differences which happen between the 2 regions. Legal systems are also slightly complicated, more complicated in Saudi as compared to UAE or Oman.
Perfect. All right, thank you for that. And lastly, I would like to conclude the show with a quick fire rapid round. And I think before you leave, Mr. Raghu, I would like to ask one word to describe your market, which is the Saudi Arabia.
Huge.
Huge.
Is one word. It's about
Okay.
it's a debt collection industry about 40 billion.
40 billion.
Yeah.
That's quite huge. And what about UAE?
I would rather Nevin talks about UAE. I have no idea.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
One word to describe your market, which is UAE.
See, UAE, if you look into as a business, it is a flourishing market. Debts are increasing day by day. So if you are having a proper collection system, yes, you are there.
Okay. And Mr. Varun, how do you describe Oman in one word?
I think Oman is a very resilient market. Despite the challenges, we adapt, rebuild, and move forward.
Okay. All right. The next question is the biggest myths clients have about debt collection. I will give this question to Mr. Tom.
Okay. The biggest
Myths clients have about debt collection. Myths.
I would say it varies from client to client, because Some clients treat debt collection as a necessary evil, which they would want to do away with. They wouldn't want to have it.
Mhm.
Some of the clients think we are a support to them, and some of the clients really think that debt collection is taboo. Don't allow them to enter my place.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And what about you, Mr. Niven? What's the biggest myth you have about you have heard about debt collection from your clients?
Many people think debt collection means fighting and taking people to the court. But in
Yeah.
truth, good debt collection is about talking, understanding, and finding a way to get the payment without spoiling the relation.
Without jeopardizing any relationship with their existing customers. Correct?
Correct.
Well said. Well said. And what about Mr. Raghu? I'm sure you have something interesting to say. What's one biggest myth you have heard from your clients about debt collection?
Ajmal, as I did talk to you in the introduction, this is a relationship market, and people
Yes.
would rather not go to courts for a settlement. So we do understand that Saudi today is changing, but by and large, the market fundamentals remain the same, and people would rather prefer a respectable approach to negotiation and collecting money rather than going legal, because legal procedures can be really long.
Well said.
So we
Well
at
said.
Sadad are doing that.
Of course. And are you on the same page, Mr. Varun, with Mr. Raghu? I'm assuming that you have a very closely aligned culture with Saudi.
Of course, of course. So, I completely agree with what Naveen and Raghu mentioned about it. It's the myth has always been that debt collection agencies are very aggressive. They don't focus on relationships. In fact, when we did go out in the market, there were a lot of apprehensions. But I think over the years, we've managed to prove them wrong, where we've done a splendid job at the same time maintained relationships. That's why we continue to get a lot more business moving forward. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Okay, and I have one common question for all four of you, which is that your personal leadership mantra in 5 words. See, you're four leaders in handling different positions and in different countries. So, what's your personal leadership mantra that you can share with our audience today? So, I will begin with Mr. Tom.
So for me, my leadership style is be nice, but be firm and get your things done.
Perfect. And what about you, Mr. Niven?
Which means always being truthful, transparent, and leading by the example. Don't just talk, but take real steps.
Well said. Well said. And how about you, Mr. Raghu?
As Mr. Nevin said, we have to handhold our people and lead from the front, be a part of the work which has to be done, so that they are also inspired into collection, and keep it simple.
Of course, of course. Last but not the least, Mr. Varun.
I think very similar to what Naveen said. Lead by example, and have accountability, ownership, transparency in the organization where everybody feels, they belong here and they own what we do.
Well said. Well said. Thank you so much for the wonderful insights. And I want to take this moment to thank our organizer, Mr. Anil and Miss Tina. Thank you very much for putting up a good show. And is there anything you would like to add, Stina? I would like to hear something from you before we conclude the show.
Ajmal, first of all, thank you. It was great. As a host, it was fantastic. I think a lot of insight and it's very informative. All the questions all together was asked, and we have precise answers for everything. I think it was well organized, And very well done, Ajmal, and all of you on the board. Well done.
Thank you, Stina. And Mr. Anil, can we have Mr. Anil on the board, please?
I am not visible. I had some issue with the camera, but I would still say
We can
some. You can see, but I'm not able to see myself.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you
know
can say.
how I look. It's going to get ad. So, but I still feel like when we started off, Raghu, Nevin, Tom Sir, Varun, all are from 20, 30 years of experience. And but there is one word, taboo. With that taboo, you sustain for 30 years in this industry. गाली खाया मगर फिर भी लगे रहे ना. So that is what resilience is, and I think any collector resilience and that forethinking it has to be there, and that is what this taking Sadad forward. And I wish all the best to all. And the 5 years, next 5 year vision is what we are looking forward. And I'm happy that to be part of this organization. And from a podcast point of view, this is first online. Very soon we'll do in person with proper setup.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, wonderful panel we have here. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Thank you, Mr. Nevin. Thank you, Mr. Raghu and Mr. Varun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.